To get a peek at our digital future, we travel to northern Worcester County and the quiet town of Ashburnham.
There, students are visiting their school library more than ever, now that it's getting rid of its books. A hilly campus, a cosmopolitan student body, and small classes. Cushing Academy is a textbook New England prep school. Except for one thing, its library.
The traditional library style is out, and the new 21st century is in.
The Ashburnham, Massachusetts school is phasing out library books, replacing them with e-readers like Kindles. Librarians download requested reading material, and students check out their digital books.
There's so many more opportunities on the Kindle, like there's a dictionary, you can type in notes. It's like a miniature laptop, but you're reading off of it. And it's just like a book, but better.
It's generally outside of class material. The Kindles are taking the place of a lot of the fiction and pleasure reading that students were doing.
Just click this, and here's your list.
The new library is in keeping with the school's identity as a laptop academy. All 450 students here are equipped with laptops, and classrooms are outfitted with smart boards, which allow teachers and students to digitally share material.
How do I get X to the 4th, Sam?
The library has been converted into a multi-use space that's part classroom, student center, and faculty lounge. Susie Carlisle is Dean of Academics.
And we also wanted it to be a place where students could come and gather, share ideas with faculty across disciplines. Really is more of a collaborative learning environment.
Okay, and then the Green Knight represents the imperfect of nature.
Students in this honors literature class discuss a digital graphics presentation about the 14th century book, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
If we give them the tools to be able to navigate the web, navigate research materials, being able to disseminate whether a source is authentic or valid as opposed to not, then they are going to be better prepared when they face an unknown in the future.
I do believe that the future of all learning is going to be increasingly digital.
James Tracy is the headmaster and champion of this bold new world for Cushing, which was founded in 1865 as the first coeducational boarding school in America. He hopes more people see the value of technology providing equal access to education.
The classroom is anywhere the student is on campus now. And the library now, because of the changes that we're making, is with the students anywhere on campus. A student can be sitting under a tree with their laptop, and they have access to hundreds of thousands of journals and millions of books.
But that doesn't mean that campus is bookless or has any plans to be.
If you go to our classrooms, you'll see that there are students using printed books in their classrooms typically today for reading The Great Gatsby, for instance. But if they're doing research, they're going online. And I think that that is, in fact, what's happening at most university levels these days as well.
Seniors like Derek Salama and Tyler Griffin say the library better reflects their reality.
The way research hasn't really changed. I was doing online anyways. The books are just kind of in the way as far as using the library. So I do spend more time down here. There's more kids, more likely to get a group down around the table or something.
And they say the old library was rarely used.
Down here it was kind of dead. There was a lot of books, a lot of dusty books. I think something like less than 15% of the books are being checked out.
The 20,000 books once housed here are being donated to other schools and libraries. Headmaster Tracy says approximately $600,000 was invested in the transition, prompting critics to accuse the school of over-eager futurism.
So I think that they misunderstand us as a community that is just going after bells and whistles instead of trying to optimize the mix of technologies to give our students the best preparation and education and graduate the most thoughtful and erudite young men and women that we possibly can from Cushing Academy. Our supporters sometimes also misunderstand us and think that we are, mistake us for heralds of a new age of technotopia that we don't share. We have a very sober assessment of what works and what doesn't.
These students say the changes are working for them.
You get to use technology that's, it's cutting edge. And I think that it just, gets you involved with that, and it makes the researching kind of fun, in a sense.
Really being able to extrapolate information from the rapidly growing amount that we have access to is really important, I feel. So it's definitely, they're not really making us memorize stuff so long as learning how to learn.
And Headmaster Tracy points out that learning, no matter how it's done, is always the priority.
We love books at Cushing. We don't care if students are reading them electronically or if they're reading them in a paperback. If they're reading Chaucer, I'm thrilled.
And Cushing Academy actually has plans to incorporate even more digital technology.
That's right. The headmaster says he would like to see more digital technology used in the classroom, and he uses an example allowing the students to Skype students overseas so they can learn more about history and culture in other countries.
Makes sense. Well, in a digital emergency, if you have one, who are you going to call? The answer when Chronicle continues.